strike. So, hello ladies and gentlemen. And let's take a look at the change of Pantheons. First strike wanted me to take a look at it, so we're gonna do that. I assume, I'm gonna note one important thing. I assume that there's gonna be 6 religions and a 6-player free-for-all in mod version 11. So with that assumption, and I do not accept any other assumption, let's take a look at the Pantheon changes. I'm just gonna say that it does not matter too much anymore about the Pantheons again, as long as there's 6 religions in the game, right? Well, it doesn't... I guess it doesn't matter that much. Though Pantheons are gonna be super strong, obviously. Some Pantheons will be super strong, but my point is that there's no need for a huge balance of Pantheons and that meaning that they do not have to be balanced for getting a religion, because you're gonna get a religion or have an option to get a religion one way or the other. So you kinda have to take a look at the Pantheons like from a perspective what is super crazy strong early game and what can snowball into the late game. Not in like the way what will guarantee you a religion or what will not guarantee you a religion. So taking that into account, I would say like that culture Pantheons will be super crazy strong right now. Production Pantheons will be super crazy strong. And the matter of fate in the Pantheons is no longer that important. So taking that into account, we start off with a different belief. Ancestor worship plus the fate from monuments. It's decentish. And I think it's actually a good balance change from... It's probably a better balance change from Liberty right now. The Ancestor Worship, when it provided actually culture to shrines. Like, the overall fate remains the same theoretically from that Pantheon if you build shrines in a huge Liberty Empire, but the point is you no longer get culture from shrines. And culture is what's like the strongest in the White Empires. You want that culture going, so this will provide you with religion basically without changing like the build order for Liberty. It will give you a religion. So is it strong or is it not strong? I guess it's decentish, right? It's decentish, it's okay. Like, it's not like a crazy amount of fate, it will just give you an option for religion quite early with like a Liberty Empire. Desert Folklore, +1 fate from Desert, so I assume that's not change. Earth Mother, +1 fate from Mines. Huh. +1 fate from Mines. Now, that's a huge, I believe, downgrade, because... Well, let's take a look at the other options, but like Earth Mother, how often do you get mines? Now, basically the point with like mining Pantheons, even Earth Mother Pantheon, is that you don't really work that many mines, mines, so it's like for a hill too. It's not only like for like a resource, but it's only always like a mine for a hill or something like that. Okay, so that's theoretically a boost. It's not like a huge boost. Now the question is, will it work? Mine on a hill. Well, getting the assumption that there's gonna be 6 religions, it doesn't really matter that much, I guess. God of the Sea, +1 fate from fish, whales, crab, pearls, and atolls. So the hammer is removed. But also you don't need a workboat for that, so... I think it's a reasonable change because, like, God of the Sea can snowball so crazy good. it can snowball so crazy good. So that actually removes a lot of those OCC piety struts from the game when you want to pick God of the Sea. So that's a huge change for the Pantheon, because like piety, God of the Sea, struts, OCC into something was like a big deal, because it was all around this Pantheon, God of the Sea, the hammers from the workboats. So this one is like a huge downgrade to all of that struts, and like the Pantheon itself, it's okay-ish, I guess. You still want to work the fish, whales and crabs. It kind of like throws away the balance. Also, you want to have a lighthouse quickly instead of workboats. So I guess it's a balance change, but it like throws away all this piety OCC struts that concerns like coastal piety OCC struts that work all around the God of the Sea Pantheon because of the extra hammers. God King, +2 food, +2 hammers, +2 culture, +2 gold, +2 fate in the capital. Now this is, I believe, with like, if you add 6 religions to the game, this is getting too strong. This is really getting too strong as a Pantheon. 2 food, 2 production, 2 culture, 2 gold. That's too strong. Especially on civs like Ethiopia or Celts, when you actually get that going. This could snowball so hard into getting all the crucial wonders or getting all the cool stuff in here. This, I believe, is starting to be a little bit too strong. Especially that you are getting religion. So imagine like God King into Grand Temple, like Reformation belief. Plus full piety. That's like your capital alone will get from Grand Temple how much? 5, 4, plus 2, that's 11. That's 11 food, 11 hammers, 11 gold, plus 7 culture. Shit tons of fate. That's like 15 fate with Grand Temple. This is starting to be too strong. This is gonna replace those OCC piety pantheons, I believe, like God King. That's gonna be the thing. I think it's a little bit too strong right now. It's gonna be really worth it to get it, because you're not like no science. That's true, but like 2, it's a little bit too much in my opinion. 2 food, 2 production, 2 culture. My point is basically, if you put 6 religions into the game, God King Pantheon is like now super strong, especially with like Legendary Star. You're gonna get like good stuff in the capital. Like if you get a good capital, you can snowball with the capital very, very, very hard. So this is like gonna be, I want this for like a strong capital. Because I no longer will care about like the other Pantheons later on in the game, because this will provide me the crucial boost to like crank out the early game wonders, like snowball into the late game. You summon Fruit Strike, Lazy Man? Cool. Goddess of Festivals, +1 culture, +1 fate from wine, sugar, spice, and truffles. Now I believe this one's gonna be too strong. Now this one is too strong, because it does not require you to improve those luxuries. Not like you're gonna work truffles, sugar, spice, or wine that early on. But since you do not have to work it, or you're gonna work it later in the game, the culture is a little bit too much. I think like fate is okay-ish, but culture, I think I don't like culture on Pantheons at all. I don't like culture on Pantheons at all. Goddess of the Hunt, +1 food from camps, and fate removed. Now, I do not understand this change whatsoever. This is not a good change. Food was already strong. Hey, Gabit Destroyer. I'm from Romania. Inna, love, inna. That's how she's called, right? Damn, she's hot. So, like, when you remove fate from that, you kind of gimp yourself. Yes, it's true that it has a disadvantage, but, like, at some point, basically, like, you're looking at this like this. You do not need to rush religion anymore, right? You do not need to rush religion anymore. So, you're looking at the Pantheons, like, in a little bit different way. Not something that will let you get religion as fast as possible. It's something that will like work throughout the whole game. So let's assume you got a lot of wine, sugar, and spice that you're gonna work one way or the other. So let's assume you got like 5 in your capital, or like 10 overall. So you're looking like at 10 culture if you get the religion going. 10 culture is a lot, right? 10 culture is a lot. So I'm like, yeah, so I would say that like right now when you look at Pantheons, like culture Pantheons are going to be much, much stronger than the Fate Pantheons. because you just want to get that Pantheon, and culture is gonna like snowball you into the late game, or like it's gonna snowball your early game and into the late game. So even if you don't really like to want to work the sugar, wine, or spice, you kind of do want to work. It's not like that bad talent. The culture is a very, very good, especially if you don't even need to improve that. So that culture is accessible like instantly. Like this is like instant. There's gonna be a lot of people just picking culture pantheons. Like food from camps is okay, but right now food from camps is not gonna snowball you into anything. Okay, you're gonna have additional food, but that's about it. That's food. It's just like food. All right. So when you have a choice between food and let's assume like, well, let's see what's else there. Monument of the Gods, added medieval wonders, I assume. So okay-ish. Mystic rituals. I would pick like God King over Monument of Gods every single time. By the way. Mystic rituals, 1 culture and 1 fate from cotton, silk, dice, and incense. So yeah, let's assume this is similar to that one, right? Ocean's Bounty, 1 production from fishing boats and atolls. Okay, so this is split into Ocean's Bounty and God of the Sea. I think it's a reasonable split. But still, Ocean's Bounty 1 production from fishing boats. If this stays in the game, this is going to be picked for those OCC Pi 80 things. This is what's going to be picked here, production. That's just like production on fishing boats snowballs so hard into the late game, like into early mid game. Then it's like equalized a little bit in the late game, but like production from fishing boats is just like those styles are going to be crazy. 1 with nature, so I assume that stays here. Oral tradition culture from plantations. Okay, so now who would want to pick oral tradition if you want culture from plantations when you have access to those 2 pantheons? Like goddess of festivals and like mystic rituals are so much more stronger, and then you're gonna have like, I don't know, citrus. What else is not here? Like, yeah, who would want that anyways? And if you want that, you need to add like 1 fate, so you kind of equalize those 2, right? Like, I don't understand why there's no fate on this one if there's like fate and culture on this one. I don't understand that. Culture from plantations because of banana call? Yeah, right. Rain dancing, +1 culture and +1 fate from lakes and oasis. This is like most ridiculous and stupid pantheon I have ever fucking seen. Alright, this is ridiculous. Okay, this is just like... I don't even understand what's the idea behind this pantheon, because like if you're gonna get some oasis, then like okay, but like what is this, like Aztec pantheon? Just like call it Aztec pantheon, and let's just like I mean, like, I don't understand this one. It's just like I don't understand this pantheon whatsoever. Like, the only instance you're working lakes is when you're Aztecs. And to get Oasis to actually have any benefit of that Pantheon is... I don't understand this one. This is just like big... I don't understand. Religious idols, +1 fate from copper, silver, gold, iron, stone, and marble. Okay, this could be a shit tons of fate, but it doesn't matter anyway. This is accessible instantly also. Very strong Pantheon overall, but who cares about additional fate? Rhydon, spring culture from pastures, so pretty strong still. Sacred Path, culture from jungles and forests. Okay, I kind of like addition of forests here in this Pantheon, but that's relatively very, very strong in a good circumstance. Super fucking crazy strong in a very good circumstance. Okay, this is fucking too strong. Alright, this is too strong. Okay, this is too strong. Sacred Path is 100% too strong of a Pantheon. Alright, this is just like, this is ridiculous. This one is 100% ridiculous. Alright. Lakes are tree food in version 11. Okay, so then... Okay, I could understand if like... Okay, if lakes are tree food, I could understand this Pantheon a little bit, but then it's a little bit too strong. And this is ridiculously strong. Sacred Pass is like this is ridiculously strong Pantheon, alright? This is ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. Alright? This pantheon is ridiculous. I need to check other changes for plantations. Ugh, okay. Spirit animals, don't care. Wait for quarries, don't care. Sun god, don't care. Happiness from shrines, don't really care. Alright, so like the happiness and fate changes to the pantheons are of absolutely no concern to me. I mean, like, if you're putting 6 religions into the game, the fate from the pantheons is like, it doesn't matter. Somebody's gonna have more fate, somebody's gonna have less fate, okay, so somebody's gonna have rolling religion fast, but overall, as a balance issue, it doesn't really matter. If somebody has the plantation pantheon change, then like just like put it up in here and we can talk about it too. But like assuming the pantheons, the fate changes are, it just doesn't matter to me. Yeah, happiness from shrines is good, but it's not that crazy good. I'm like, it's only 1 happiness, right? So yeah, it's okay-ish, but like taking a look at like civs, like Netherlands, for example, when you have additional happiness or any other stuff, I'm like, it's strong, but it's not that super crazy strong. It's not like, it's only happiness in the end. It's only 1 population. So what we're looking at this pantheons right now, what I'm looking is culture and hammers, okay? So when you're looking at culture and hammers, I strongly dislike that Ocean's Bounty is with production here. I don't like production. And I would say 100% this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. All the other changes are looking okay. They could work. God King is strong. Ocean's Bounty is strong, but it's doable. But this is ridiculous. This one is just ridiculous. All right. This one is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. The amount of culture you can get with a decent land or like good stuff, this one is just ridiculous. Okay, this pantheon is ridiculous. Unless this is like unimproved forest. I assume this is the I assume this is like the plantation change, right? So let's take a look at that. Current version. So where could I find the link? Are there like version 11 changes here? Next version 11. Okay. So let's finish off the pantheons. Okay, like call. Look at this like this way. Deer, if it's like, it's not like it's just forest, right? You need to have a tile on a forest. So you're looking at deer, you're looking at truffles, you're looking at firs, you're looking at lumber mills, you're looking at bananas, right? You're looking at bananas already. So with that, you could probably get like 3, 4, or 5 of those luxuries per city, of those resources per city. 5 culture. Let's assume like you've got deer start. It's like instantly 2 culture, 3 culture, 4 culture. You put lumber mills instead of mines on hills. You put lumber mills, and now imagine like a Dream Iroquois game with that pantheon when you have a lot of forest. This pantheon can like, the amount of culture you can get from this pantheon are potentially insane. The amount of culture you can get from that pantheon are like potentially insane. I will always put a lumber mill with this pantheon on a forest every single time instead of a mine. I'll probably not chop stuff. It's the same. Yeah, it's even better than the new culture. Like, this one is insane. Right? This Pantheon is insane. Right? This one is insane. The rest is semi-decent, semi-balanced. As I said, I don't care about Fate. I think God King is gonna be too strong. The two signs is not really what made God King too strong. Like, this is food production and culture. This is gonna be very super strong God King with a good capital, and I still believe, like, I would like to see culture from fishing boats too. I kind of like the split that the fate from the fish is divided to production, but this way nobody's really gonna put fate. Nobody's gonna pick God of the Sea. Everybody's gonna want to have this, and if you would add like a culture from fishing boats, it will still be like production first, culture later, and fate at the end. If you have 6 religions in the game. Any more production? I actually would like to see like removal of production from the Pantheons, be fair and square. I would prefer that like the Pantheons would only provide fate. I don't like the culture part of the Pantheons, and I kinda dislike like the hammers on the Pantheons. But that's like a matter of balance. You need to test it out. You need to like take a look at this. Like for a first glimpse. Yeah, but who cares about fate if you can get religion? I mean, you're not gonna work a fish. Like, you're not gonna work a fish. It's not like it's about hammer. Who cares about fate anymore? If you're getting 6 religions in the game, it doesn't really matter if you're gonna have 1,000,000 of fate or you're gonna have 100 fate. It's just like, it doesn't really matter. Okay, it's school edition. You're gonna get a lighthouse and you're gonna start making fate. That's okay. So now the question is about Reformation beliefs. Are there going to be any changes to the Reformation belief? Is it going to be worth to work the fish so you can get like, I don't know, like Grand Temple Reformation belief very, very fast? So it doesn't really matter that much. Yes, I would assume that every single game will have 6 religions. I think so, unless it's going to be 5. But this is like what I think about. Okay, let's take a look at the changes then. Pioneer, I said this is like this is ridiculous. So we're talking about the changes. Let's finish out the changes about the mod. This is ridiculous. Okay, this is ridiculous. All right, this is ridiculous. This is just 100% ridiculous. Yes, you get 2 workers if you have colonized and use a pioneer. Great. This is ridiculous change, by the way. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Gain a free work of writing, art, or music whenever you conquer an enemy city. Can only happen once per city. No longer provides, okay, doesn't matter. No longer has increased production costs. Seems if attacking from higher elevation to lower elevation tile, like some hills to flatland or mountains, the gains. Okay, that's gonna be super crazy strong. Elephant's gonna be super crazy strong every game. Too strong, especially with this. This is gonna be too strong. China, Art of War no longer provides points. Instead, now land units that start the turn on a dodges the great. Okay, I do not understand this change. I kinda don't understand this change. Like, China was all about generating great generals and the boost to great generals. I kinda don't. I would prefer this to be here. This is like sort of a gimp, except the movement. Though, theoretically. Oh, theoretically this could give you 1 movement on every single unit, so artillery rushes on China, it's gonna be a thing. Like, China's gonna be a Persia golden age right now.
Hello, yours.
Hey, Cole. This is gonna be like a huge one on that. Like, with a great use of great generals, you can have like all army with 3 movement, so that's gonna be pretty strong. Longship now has selection noises and movement noises. Yay! Indonesia. Indonesia unique luxuries, nutmeg, gloves, and pepper no longer provide +2 gold on the city tile. Players will no longer receive city quests. Okay, that's a good change. This change absolutely doesn't matter. but this is a good change. Japan removed Unique Unit 0. New Unique Building Dojo replaces Barracks. Also provides 2 science and grants units trained in the city 10 combat strength. This is fucking strong. Alright, this is fucking strong. I know nobody used zeros. Well, not that many people used zeros, so that like doesn't change the balance of the game. But 2 science per barracks and 10 combat strength. And Bushido's gonna stay here. This is ridiculously strong change. This is ridiculously strong change. This is ridiculously strong change. Alright, this is ridiculously strong change. This is just like, wow, this is wow. This is wow. No longer has shock promotion for free. I don't understand why it does not have shock promotion for free. It should have shock promotion for free. That was all the fun about it. Polynesia Wayfinding now also provides all embarked units with +1 movement and extra defense like Songhai. I like that change for Polynesia. Moari Warrior now has 9 combat strength up from 8. Go tribute trains. That's kinda cool change. Not huge change, but kinda cool change. Don't understand the reasons behind it, but it's a cool change. Portugal now available at compass instead of navigation. That's an excellent choice. This is excellent change. This is excellent change. I like that very much. Songhai now has river start bias instead of Avoid Tundra. Okay. River Warrior unique ability no longer provides work and race promotion. Instead, now also allows units to ignore turn cost while moving along or across rivers. Okay. Okay. No longer ignores turn cost if you come from a non-river tile into a river tile. Okay. Sweden, complete overhaul. Removed unit. Okay. Updated points in all cities. Gain science whenever a great person is born. Okay. Great Humanitarian replaces Great Merchant. Trade missions with city-states earn 90 influence up from 30. And twice as much gold as usual. Okay. In addition to the 8 production of there, it replaces for price 8 gold +1 from hills. Okay, I've seen that come. That's very, very strong. Upon discovering flight, it also provides 6 culture. Only Sweden may build it. Okay. Well, this is very strong. I've seen Hellblazer tested out. This with a good setup and like being lucky, this could get the capital like or a city like super crazy. Yo, what's up?
Could you think about the twice as much gold and then full commerce?
I don't even want to.
Would that be?
Yeah.
Would that be a 2.6k bulb?
Yeah, I think so.
Like if it multiplies against commerce and it's not additive.
I don't know.
The commerce one buffs the base of like 670 to 1300. And then if it times that and gives it 2600, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing. Sweden banned every single game. That's all that I have to say about these changes.
No, come on. You know you want to play Sweden.
This is very strong. This is absolutely too strong of a change for a single civ. And Cole is right. Like trade missions, this is absolutely too crazy. 25. This is like Babylon but better. All right, this is better version of Babylon. Now, if you compare it to like Babylon, this is ridiculous. This civilization is 100% ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Alright? This is ridiculous. I'm like, they need to really think about it. This is fucking ridiculous. Units. Marine now has 75 combat strength. Okay. Landship can now be purchased with Fate. Okay. Longship can now move after attacking. Very good. Good. Okay. Very good. Trade units. Okay. Great people. Great general points. Alright. Now have the ability to build dry dock on a coastal adjacent to a city. Kyotos is beautiful. Oh my god. What the fuck? Alright, alright. Ha 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 ha. Buildings, amphis, opera house, museum, broadcast tower, flat culture and crest. Very strong change. Very strong change. Okay, and a downgrade here, so it kind of equalizes each other. Okay, so I understand that. Wonders, hanging irons also provides one engineer point. Cool. Now also spray one gold from all water towers in the city, and a free great admiral appears. Very strong change. Very good. Work to build great lighthouse right now. Social policies. Opening any policies branch after Asian no longer gives you a free policy. Opening any policy branch after ancient. I'm sorry. Okay, I don't understand that. I don't understand that actually, but okay. To culture from national wonders. Okay, decent change. At least addressing a little bit with the lack of culture and tradition. No longer grants a free grade general. Okay. Okay. Now requires culture exchange as prerequisite. Good change. Culture centers no longer gives +1 culture from the buildings listed. I guess this kind of wants to equalize with the culture from. So okay, this is kind of okay. If you remove the culture from culture centers, then and you add like culture to the basic buildings, that means that you boost culture of people who don't want to invest into aesthetics. I kind of dislike that. The culture, like, you don't really need aesthetics, but if you deep into aesthetics, you want to get like the most benefit of aesthetics anyway. So like if you it's kind of gimping. Well, it's kind of gimping. Maybe it's not gimping aesthetics itself because you do want to get those buildings one way or the other. But my point is like it's making the other trees much stronger. Like it's making the other trees much stronger. The trees that do not want to deep into aesthetics for the additional culture. So I kind of dislike that. Like, I kind of dislike it. I think that should stay. So, like, actually dipping into aesthetics will lead you more culture overall. I think this shouldn't be here. I think it should be retained in here. Like, the culture is, like, the most important thing about balance right now in the game is culture. Okay? Culture is what balances the trees each other. So, if you want to invest into culture, you want to generate much culture than the other people. And now if you are lucky with the other trees or with like culture city states, the culture from city states is like too strong basically. And like there's a lot of culture in the other trees as well, so you're not forced to go aesthetics and you still can generate shit tons of culture. Rationalize humanist alt effect removed was science now provides towards libraries, universities, observatories, public schools. Okay. Free thought now also provides one science from Brazzlewood camps. Finisher no longer allows to purchase great scientists with fate. Ah! Okay. Hmm. Well, the people go aesthetics right now. The people go aesthetics right now for a very, very simple reason. They want to time, like, what you do want to have is like, because of the great scientists change, and like with the only way to bulb them properly is like maxing out the science first, because you're gonna spend your faith on scientists. The reason people go for aesthetics is because they can time like the free policy, and they can time the finishing of rationalism at the same time when you get research labs done. So in a good game, you want to have rationalism done, and you want to have research labs up before you're gonna start like really bulbing the scientists and buying fate with like great scientists with fate, because this is the only way to speed up the game, right? Get reasonable timings. So right now I would actually start to argue that people will not go aesthetics that often, and they want to probably get rationalists a little bit faster if you can't really buy scientists with fate. And also, if you can't buy scientists with faith, it no longer matters if you're gonna put 6 religions or 4 religions into the game. And it doesn't really matter about balancing the pantheons too much, because right now, if you can't faith purchase great scientists with faith, that it's gonna be there's gonna be a lot of modern era warfare, right? And now everything that's kind of based on culture and gold, it's gonna be very, very super crazy strong. So like, actually, I don't know what to think about this. I really don't know what to think about this. I don't know what to say. No longer allows the purchase of great scientists with fate. What are you gonna spend the fate on right now? Right? What is the like? Why would you even want to have fate then? Why would you even want to have fate? You would want to finish aesthetics and get the other trees faster. Reasonable idea. You want to have commerce done and get a lot of merchants. Much, much more reasonable idea. Why? Because you don't really need to fate purchase scientists to get to the crucial military techs, like cavalry and artillery and land ships, and all the other people who will actually invest into religion and rationalism will not be able to get to like nuclear missile or stealth to counter you. So it's all gonna be about gold right now. I'm like, it's all gonna be about who can crank out a bigger army at cavalry, artillery timing, and landship timing. Right? It's gonna be super crazy hard to achieve a science victory. And it's gonna make civs like Sweden and Babylon so much, much stronger. Leaning Tower is gonna be like, I wanna get that wonder. Porcelain Tower, everybody's gonna rush for Porcelain Tower. Right? It makes a huge difference on the balance right now. Fortified borders removed. Okay, fascism. Okay, I don't know. Religion, great. Prophets should now respawn in multiplayer if players are beaten to the last eligible religion after they've already used the prophet. Added an option you can toggle in game setup screen that allows players to found religions, capped when required beliefs of founding run out, usually 8 religions. This may mean in rare cases some religions founded particularly late cannot be enhanced, especially if Byzantium is in the game. Pantheon beliefs, complete overhaul. Okay, we wrote that. Founder belief, baptism, 1 happiness per 6 followers in foreign cities, down to 8. Shepherd and flock. Gain a missionary, 2 settlers, and 2 workers? What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Oh, what is this? Please remove. Please remove. I'm like, please remove already. Like, get it away, get it away, get it away. Oh my god. This is crazy. Okay, follower beliefs. Sacred bull. Bull. To culture and to fate from cows and bison. Okay. As said, it no longer requires 3 followers in cities. Really? It no longer requires... Okay. Reincarnation. 33% great people points during golden ages. Very, very stupidly, super crazy fucking strong. Please remove. Synagogues. May purchase synagogues with fate. Okay. Hammers. Super crazy fucking strong. Please remove. Swords to plowshares. Well, kind of new. Old one was renamed, and this is new one. May purchase granaries, watermills, workshops, and windmills with fate. Super crazy fucking strong. Please remove. Please remove. Like, get it away already. Just like, get it away already. Get it away. Sacred waters. +1 happiness from cities on rivers and 2 fate from lakes and oases. Sacred waters. Okay, fine. So if you add this to the Pantheon, it kind of makes the lakes pretty damn cool. And strong. Reincarnation with Sweden, right? Yeah. Religious art. Old effect removed now provides +4 fate and 2 culture from great works. That's very, very, very strong, and I don't think it should be here either. It, like, what will you do to... If you want 2 people to go tourism, or somebody's gonna go tourism, what will you do to... Like, with all the crazy follower beliefs, and with all the crazy... Like, if you look at the religion, you need to look like... If I have the same idea, like, 2 other people in the game, and I want to do tourism... or something like that. If you add something like this, or you add something like this, there needs to be an option to the other players to balance it out a little bit, sort of ish, alright? So you're adding, it's like with the God of the Sea Pantheon. When you're adding a very, very good Pantheon, what you see is people rushing that Pantheon because that Pantheon snowballs very, very hard into the game. So now if you add like reincarnation belief, like, everybody's gonna want to have that because it's super crazy, fucking ridiculously strong if you can't buy that with fate anyways, right? So, it's just like, you have to, if you're adding such a strong belief here, you want to add something so some other player can counter that in a way of sorts, alright? You can't add like super fucking crazy, ridiculous belief or a Pantheon to the game, and you can't, like, without giving other players an option to counter that Pantheon in some way, shape, or form. Alright? Like here, like production, 2 fate, 2 culture, 2 production, 1 happiness. I'm like, everybody wanna have a synagogue because it's an amazingly crazy strong building. Alright? And this is also super crazy strong. 4 fate and 2 culture from great works. It's ridiculously strong. It's ridiculously strong. Okay, enhancer belief. Promised land new. Your religion spreads twice as fast to cities you control and only 25. Okay, decent. Reformation belief. Madrasas new. May purchase madrasas with fate. And what exactly madrasas is? It is a building. If it is a building, it's a crazy strong building. Oh my god, this is a crazy strong building also. Meeting houses new. May use fate to purchase churches, chapels, and chantries. Very strong again. Sacred site. Reformation building. Oh, sacred sites. Rename to effects is identical. Rename to apostolic palace. Effect is identical. Okay, this kind of makes a twist with Reformation beliefs. Like, I do believe this is a little bit too strong though. It's a little bit too strong. Now imagine a combination like Byzantines. You get 3 fate purchase buildings. Get the Reformation belief, so that goes into 6 buildings, and then adopt a sacred site religion. That would be fun, huh? Okay, let's see. World Congress will now meet more frequently. I don't like this change actually. I dislike that World Congress thingy. You already pushed the game to be longer, and votes are like 6 turns in the late game. So like I don't think this change is required at all. and actually it's a gimp to patronage if you do this change, because what you want to do as patronage player, you want to have the first vote happen when you build Forbidden Palace, and you kind of get the votes from patronage policy. This way the city-states cannot vote yet, but you get 5 votes or 6 votes, and you can counter the other players if they want to embargo the city-states. So I don't like this change. This is quite, I dislike that. It's gonna be a gimp to patronage. Workers no longer take 1 turn longer than normal to make improvements. Okay. Okay. Plantations. Cocoa sugar now provides 1 food. Cotton provides 1 hammer. Silk dyes provide 1 culture. Incense provide 1 fate. Don't put fate on plan. Don't put fate. No. 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 World Congress, United Nations. Hey, Grossum. 3 food, up from 2 food. No longer removes 1 hammer from resulting plains when the jungle is chopped. Okay. 1 food. 1 culture. 5 hammers. I only dislike the fate from incense. It shouldn't be accessible without actually getting a Pantheon fate. I don't like the culture. Okay, I don't like this. I don't like this. And I don't like this. Okay, those are 3 things that I don't like. This, and that. Culture and fate. There shouldn't be culture and fate on like luxuries or any other like resources without working for that. Hey, Calico. Lake base yield increased to 3 food. Okay. And now appear. Okay. Gameplay. No AI settlers option. Added an option AI gimp that stops the AI from. Okay, cool. When a player recaptures a city origin set by that player of that player teammates, there is no longer population loss or raised buildings. Okay. Counter blockades. When your naval unit is as close or closer to a tile that would normally be blockaded by the enemy, the tile is not blockaded. Nice. Okay, I like this change. Okay, I like that. I really like that counter blockade thingy. That's awesome. I love this change. This is awesome. Spoils of war. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. 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 This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. If you add to that you cannot purchase scientists with fate, there's absolutely no reason to focus science right now. You just want to go to war. Okay? There's no like, just want to go to war. Get gold, get fate, get units, get hammers, kill stuff. Why would I want to go to universities when I can get universities from the other people? I dislike that quite a lot. No longer in the game. Flatland cities now have minimum food increased to 3. Okay, flatland minimum yield, hill settlement minimum yield, okay. Okay. Range attacks on cities incorrectly earn points twice, okay. Unique. Who are you gonna call? I'm gonna call XCOM. National Wonders now labeled as such in the tooltip to prevent confusion with World Wonders. Culture and Fate Ruins will now also show log a message, just like Gold Ruins. Okay, Culture decimals made few unique compatible. Okay, the unique will now. Okay, whatever. This Stelner's large list of awesome changes. Oh, okay. Wow. Amazing food. Thank you. Okay, let's finish this up and then I'm gonna eat. Take a break and then I'm gonna play a free-for-all. Now I'm gonna upload like this one and the other one on YouTube. Okay, so to summarize it quickly, there's still God of the Sea Pantheon in the game. There's still hammers. People wanna get that. Sweden changes ridiculously strong. Some of the pantheons providing culture are ridiculously strong. This is Spoils of War shouldn't be in the game. It shouldn't be in the game. It just shouldn't be in the game. And I'm gonna tell you a reason. If you change Great Scientist, that you can't purchase Scientist with Fate, you can't put Spoils of War into it, because this is basically like those two changes in here absolutely mean that you don't want to even SimCity too much. You just want to get those hammers and you want to start killing stuff. Because there's no option to get to a tech that will save you against a guy who's just killing stuff. Alright? There's no counter. You can't counter it with Fate. You can't counter it with gold. The guy who's gonna get like gold, who's gonna go autocracy, and this is turning into a 100% war game. Like, don't look at me, I like war, I'm gonna adapt to that. But basically those two things means that there's absolutely no reason into getting the science up and running. The science is already super crazy strong. You can get to research labs without like even purchasing Great Scientist, right? So you're not gonna go to research labs. You're just gonna go to land ships. You're gonna get to planes. You're just gonna go commerce. You're gonna use your fate to buy more merchants. You're gonna go to buy more gold and all of that stuff. And you wanna do. It's all gonna be about timed attacks. It's gonna be all timed attacks, and you're not gonna be punished by that, because if you're gonna successfully kill people who go science route, they're just gonna be punished even more, because you're gonna get all those tags and you're gonna catch up in SimCity even more. So it's just like, that is super crazy. Those changes basically turn into the mod into like 100% war game. Alright? It's just like, this is just gonna be a war game. Alright? And people who like war and excel at war gonna excel at this mod. There's no longer gonna be like, oh, I can SimCity and catch up. I'm like, I can SimCity and my tech can save me. No, this is no longer here. Spy steals, super crazy strong. Spoils of War, super crazy strong. Gold based strats, super crazy strong. Where will you like compensate for that? You can't have a strong Fate Science game and get to like crucial techs that can defend you against like mass landships and artillery and planes, because you can't get to like nukes fast. You can't buy nukes. You can't get stealth. You can't get modern armor. Like, people are gonna be wrecked by crossbows. They're gonna be wrecked by like composite. They're gonna be wrecked by calves and artillery. They're gonna be wrecked at landships and planes, and they're gonna be wrecked by gold purchasing strats. And there's not gonna be any reason to go SimCity, because you're just like, with a good lobby and good player, you're just signing a death wish on yourself, because it's gonna be so much more optimal to go honor every single game and just kill stuff. It's just gonna be more optimal than like SimCity. That's just my opinion. So, okay, we summarized that, and Sweden is just like so OP anyways, right? Sweden is OP anyways. Alright, so I guess that's all. I think I talked like for 45 minutes about this. I know I didn't think it through, so some of my opinions may be a little bit biased. I absolutely agree on that, because this is the first time I read those changes, and this is the first time I give opinions about that. So obviously, after a couple of days, when I'm going to rethink it, or when I'm going to play it, I'll probably have a little bit different opinions about some things. But I think like those things that I said that are super crazy strong are super crazy strong, and will be super crazy OP. And I really don't dislike Spoils of War change. If you remove the option to buy scientists from rationalism, then you shouldn't add Spoils of War accessible to everyone. This makes no sense, alright? Because there's no reason to go science anymore. There's like absolutely no reason to go science. And also, if you remove the option to compensate like generation of great people with Fate, then you don't want to increase generation of great people in other ways, because if somebody is lucky enough, they can stack up generation of great people, like with the follower belief, or like, let's assume Sweden and like Leaning Tower. So they will have like 100% or 100 plus more generation of great people than any other player. And the point is, the other players cannot really like compensate for that, right? Yeah, something like that. Anyways, that's all that I have to say about it. So thank you much for watching and see you next time. Best wishes. Yours out.